After hours is kind of when they turn the Union into a nightclub as much as they can.
After hours is a place where you go and you bump and grind on a bunch of people, and it's pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie.
After hours is a generic version of a rave.
After hours is that party that you were never invited to in high school, but you finally got invited to.
After hours is the opportunity for people to pretend that they've been to a dance club before.
I think it's fun. It's not really my cup of tea per se, but it is fun.
It's a fun place to go meet new people.
I've only been to after hours once, and it was an awkward experience for me, so I guess I could like it.
I do, for the most part. It's really fun to see how many people fall over by the end of the night.
The craziest experience would just be going to after hours. I was the third wheel, and they were a brand new couple, and they just focused on each other, and I just sort of bobbed.
The first thing that happened when I walked into after hours was some girl just dropped it right in front of me.
Lots of sweat, lots of gyrating, lots of fist pumping.
My friend and my roommate, she was chewing gum at after hours, fell out of her mouth. She asked me if it'd be okay for her to eat it again. So I said, I don't judge, you can eat it.
Wear more clothes than what you would think you should wear.
Keep it classy, girl code. Don't be peeing on the floor or puking in the stairs. I've heard some horror stories about it.
If your girl is dancing with someone, just let her.
Just don't get kicked out.
Guy code for after hours. Don't be that weird guy that just looks at women while they dance.
Please don't wear high heels and a dress, especially you freshmen. It's not that kind of a dance.
Memorable first date, this guy invited me to Starbucks, his Starbucks that he worked at, and he got me free coffee and then proceeded to tell me about how he made the coffee, and it wasn't really anything special.
I was talking to this guy. It was going to be a blind date that I was set up on, and we were just asking like basic questions like, what's your height? And he said he was 5'9", which is a couple inches taller than me. And he gets out of the car for the first date, and he is a foot shorter than me. So that kind of made everything a little bit awkward.
I was seeing this girl when I was, I'd say, a junior in high school, and I took her out to dinner, and somehow in conversation it got brought up that she said that I had the facial structure of Abraham Lincoln.
My first date with my current boyfriend, I was going to watch Star Wars because he insisted that we had to watch Star Wars. And my best friend came along because she didn't know it was a date, and she's like, oh, I'll just go to that building with you or whatever. And she didn't know it was a date, so I walk in there and I was about to say bye, and she goes, oh, Star Wars, I love this movie. And so she sat down right between me and my boyfriend and watched the entire movie with us.
It was a blind date, so my friends thought it would be perfect, but he didn't like movies, didn't like music, didn't like books, and the only thing he liked, I didn't like. So all we did was spend the entire time talking about the bus transit system and how amazing it is, when really it's not.
First dates are awkward as hell. It's not really fun. It's really awkward.
When I'm embarrassed or nervous in an awkward situation, I will chat a mile a minute, so a little more awkward on my side.
I get so nervous before first dates, so I think that they're really awkward, but I mean, I'm sure anybody that comes in with confidence has a good time.
I like first dates. It's kind of a way to impress the other person, so it makes you feel better about yourself. You're like all dressed up, you got like all these things in your head, like what am I going to talk about, stuff like that. So it's kind of fun. It's a little nerve-wracking, but fun.
I think they're exciting. I haven't been on one in a while, but I don't know, it's exciting to get to know people, and I like to talk, so I like them.
I think they can be very fun. It depends on who you're compatible with and how you treat it.
I think they're fun. Like, everyone seems to think they're awkward, but I think that's just like if you go in with that preconceived notion, it's gonna be awkward.
Just be yourself, because if you can't be yourself during that date, what's gonna happen for the rest of the relationship?
Don't lie. Biggest thing, don't lie about your age or anything else about your personality.
Don't kiss on the first date. Make them wait.
Don't sleep with them on the first date, because then you're asking for a booty call.
the guy has to pay for everything.
Guy must always pay no matter what. End of story.
Girl code on first date. Don't be a bitch. Just be nice. A pet peeve is when people look at their phone too much when you're sitting with them and they just look at it constantly. It's like, am I boring for you? Like, pay attention to me.
I hate when people whistle. It makes me want to strangle them a little bit. Any form of whistling, I hate it.
My biggest pet peeve is when people are late. Because if you are showing up late, then you shouldn't be there at all.
My biggest pet peeve is when people don't use their blinker, because I don't know where you're going, only you know where you're going.
People who chew with their mouth open and they talk during it, they kind of get that little sound and you don't know whether to look at their face or the food that they're chewing.
Flirting is literally, I've decided, anything, because you can be having a conversation with someone and they're going to point at you and be like, you're flirting. And you're going to be like, I said hello to you. So in all honesty, flirting can be anything that you make it.
Flirting. Flirting is when two entities or two people just look at each other and they like talk weird to each other. They don't talk normal. It's weird.
Okay, how much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice. Hi, I'm Taylor.
There's 21 letters in the alphabet, right? Wrong. I forgot. U-R-A-Q-T.
Do you like Slytherin? Because I'm going to slither in you tonight.
Did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
My name's Vince. Remember that because you'll be screaming it later.
Happiness is supposed to start with an H, but why does it start with you?
Oh, I'm awful at flirting.
I think I'm good at flirting. I flirt with kind of everybody, guys and girls, because that's how I'd be nice to people.
Don't say anything too perverted.
There was this one time when I was biting my lip like this, and she looked at me and just walked away, and I was like, all right, well, there's that.
Just basically whenever I try to flirt, it ends up me saying some words wrong or like backwards, and every single time they look at me and they say, what?
It's really awkward and you're like talking to someone and you think you're flirting with them or they're flirting with you and it just doesn't work out because they're not or you're not flirting with them. So that's always really awkward.
I wanted to ask out this guy in 6th grade, and I had like really big bushy hair, and I was like had buck teeth, so I wasn't attractive. I was really ugly, and I wrote on the note, "Hey, your girlfriend sucks. You want to go out with me instead?" And I slid it in his locker, and he just ignored me for a whole week.
Girl code on flirting is don't flirt with anybody that is in a relationship. Keep it to the single ones. Don't be a homewrecker. Girl code.